big results lead to even bigger opportunities. So just talk about what's next.
Yeah, I think obviously this is a big test for us to go and respond to the big win that we had, but we're always just focused on the performance versus the result. So we take playing against Texas the same way as we play against Tennessee. I think it's like you can't say one is different than the other. You have to attack it the same. So I think we've just been having that mentality of how do we respond this week. So we're ready to go.
What have y'all learned about the Texas team you're going up against?
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously going to be out fighting. You know, they've got a really good crowd. They've got some good fans that make some noise. So I think, you know, we got that too. So we're used to that. So I think it's just going to be about how do we play calm the storm and just do our thing.
And what were some of the things in that regard that you worked on, the last couple of days after the Tennessee game? Obviously a big win, but a couple of nervy moments there in the second half as well.
Yeah, we kind of just worked on defending set pieces and, just like getting the first, getting the second ball, and it's not dead till it's out of bounds or we finish the goal if it's an attacking set piece. So I think it's just having that mentality where it's never over till the ball is out or in the back of the net. So that's been a big thing for us this week, and just constantly, finding the pockets, finding where we want to attack them and just going after it and not holding back.
Was it kind of good in a sense that the match was on Friday, not necessarily on Sunday,
Yeah.
but y'all could celebrate a little bit, then get back to work?
Yeah, I think it was fun for us to just be able to, go to a football game and, get to enjoy time with the team. But I think it's so important to just sit back and, take in the win and then get back to work immediately. And, we had an off day, and now we got right back this week, and we attacked the week, worked hard all week, and just, we outperformed this whole week. So I'm just ready for the game.
Just looking ahead a little bit, I know y'all haven't really been game planning for it yet, but Auburn on Sunday, what's the process for resetting for that one that has a couple extra storylines to it?
Yeah, I think it's just going to be about, like I said, treating it like a normal game, like nothing different from any other game. We just have to go out there and do our thing. Obviously, we'll have certain things that we train for that specific game, but first we have to worry about Texas, then we'll get to Auburn. So I think just having that same mentality, just us, going into it hard and smart, everything.
Anything else for Zoe?
Thank
Zoe,
you.
thanks, Zoe.
And just talk about what you learned from a big win and going into the next one.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. I think a lot of us are very happy with it, but at the same time, I think, first we learned a lot of character from the entire team. I mean, going eating 2 goals, 2 minutes, and then coming back and just being able to have that great mentality and we can still win this game and still be in it and work very hard. I think that's something that we can all look back on like a good moment that, okay, I think we know how we're going to play and going forward what we're going to be able to do. So a great moment, just not even just the result, but just what we could learn and grow as a team, just character-wise and mentality-wise.
As a defender who's kind of experienced at the college level, when that happens and there's 2 goals in a really short span of time, what goes into resetting as a defender personally as well as resetting as a team and a unit?
Yeah, I think as a defender, it's more okay, well, the game's not over, firstly, and I have, whatever, I can't control whatever I haven't encountered yet. So it's whatever I can control is the next moment, and the next moment, and the next moment. So at that point, it's okay, it's 2-1, we're down, okay, what can I control? What's the next thing that's coming at me? Is a forward coming at me? Is this happening kind of thing? And I think also that comes from leadership on the field. We had some really great players just leading us okay, guys, settle, we take a breath, we come back to our style of play, we keep the ball, we regain that kind of composure and tempo, and then we go again and create opportunities again. And that's what we did, and that's what we want to continue to do throughout the season. So.
And that being with you had a big match, big result, and beating the number 1 team in the country, but that leads to giving bigger opportunities down the line. Texas obviously won the SEC tournament last year, so and you're going into their place, so that's not going to be easy.
No. I mean, I don't think any game, honestly, in the SEC or just in general is easy. I think every day it's the same mentality. It's how do we get better today? How do we play our style? How do we grow? How do we grow as a group, mentally and just soccer-wise? We go about it the same game. It was a great result. I think great feeling for everybody, but at the same time, it's okay, how can we get it even better? So, I think we're all excited to play Texas and, excited to just get tested and have another day just to get better. So, that's all it is.
Anything else?
Thanks, Hannah.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Every time.
Dick, what do you know about this Texas team?
They're good. They're really, really good. Well coached. They've got a number of different national team players, and maybe not the results they wanted, but they are certainly capable. If you look at film in all the games, they're extremely dangerous, and we know that they're going to come out and have a really good performance. So we know we've got to do the same. So this will be another opportunity for us to learn and grow, and we're looking forward for the challenge.
I know a big win obviously against Tennessee. It opens up the door for a lot more opportunities for you. So it's just a matter of stacking performances. Huh?
Yeah, I mean that's really kind of what we talked about this week. Was the word was response. How do we respond? We had a good result early against Wake Forest, and then the next game, it was a great learning opportunity for us. So from then, we've continued to try and preach consistency and what's important to the things that we're aligned with, and that's something that the players have really leaned into. The staff's been really intentional with how we want to, message it in the mentality meetings. So it's been positive. We've had a good week of training, so I know we're excited to go on the road and like I said, play against a really good team.
Talk to Anna a little bit about the moment in the second half. You give up 2 goals really quickly, and you have to reset and refocus on the task at hand. Is having that in-game experience almost as valuable as practicing?
Yeah. I mean, I
there?
think the one of the most proud things we were as a staff is the resilience that the group showed. Because after that second goal, it was scored in 2 minutes. It was kind of a 2,000 crowd stadium, kind of deflated a little bit, and with a young team, you never know what it's going to feel like until you're actually in that moment. And for them to show the commitment, the courage, the bravery to go out and say, hey, we're not done yet. To score the goal that we scored and then keep pushing late in the game. That was something that we were really, really proud of as a staff.
But a lot of people in Starkville are ready for the Sunday night game when you guys are back home, and I know Auburn has a little, extra emotions to it. But Zoe talked about having to focus on the task at hand and playing Texas first before preparing for that one. What goes into that as a coach, where you have to deal with the extra storylines for a game like that?
Yeah, I mean that's you guys, right? That's why you guys get paid the big bucks. There's no extra storylines for us. Texas is our focus, and then when the game ends tomorrow night, then we'll turn the page and play against a very good Auburn team. And that's once that happens, then we'll look to prepare for them in 48 hours. And then we know they're obviously well coached, got a lot of really good players, so that will be another great opportunity for us to learn and grow. But right now the focus is on Texas. Really good team at home for their home opener, so we certainly have our hands full.
And back to Texas, I mean, you mentioned the results maybe not what they wanted early on, but last year was maybe a little bit of the same, where the regular season didn't go their way, but they go to the SEC tournament and they get the win. How much of the experience from that team is returning in the squad that you're going to face on Thursday?
Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of the whole SEC, I think there's a few teams that return quite a few players. It's a new group, but they, like I said, they've got some really, really special players, and going forward, they're very, very good. They're organized in the back, and they're well coached. So, like I said, it's going to be a challenge. There's no easy games in the SEC. Each team presents different challenges, and tomorrow night's a great opportunity for us to take these challenges and see if we can continue to keep growing.
And Zoe, she's experienced. She's a captain, obviously, and she's played well lately. Scored the other day. Mm-hmm. What have you leaned on her so far?
Yeah, Zoe's been great. She's very, very vocal in the meetings that we have when we go over film and just some of the things that we do with the team. But I think it's great for her. She's working really, really hard. I think the goal that she scored, obviously the unselfishness from Adia, but Zoe in that moment to be in the right spot and finish it's great. But she's someone that continues to lift up her teammates, and so we're really, really proud of her as well as the group. So again, we're looking forward to a great week of football for us, and we know that we have 2 really, really good opponents.
Anything else for Nick?
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you guys.